So we want to move on and talk about the Komenda Sugar Factory. Paul, you want to start with this one?
Yes, thank you.
So the government says that they're going to lease it for 15 to 20 years.
Just allow me to just take a bit of a moment to talk about our earlier discussion. See, in the lead up to the 2012 elections, the then candidate Akufo-Addo was advocating for free senior high school at the time.
Yes.
Some members of the NDC, the government in power then, said it was not achievable and that government needed to hasten slowly and then gradually get to or gravitate towards free senior high school. Some of us wrote copiously that it was achievable and was possible. Indeed, when Akufo-Addo took over as president in 2016, he rolled out the free senior high school, right? Today, I think that that title has been awarded him by almost all and sundry as being the one to implement the free senior high school. Also, if Nkrumah also came into the picture at the time and said that I want independence now, and then you said, oh, let's hasten slowly, let's gradually get to that point.
Okay.
Then I said, no, I want it now.
And we can do it.
And then he goes ahead and does it. And he is able to secure our independence. And then you come back and say, no, we started before you came in. And so you need to also give us the credit. Excuse me.
Then you should give credit
Is President Akufo-Addo giving the credit to Mahama also? That somehow he also implemented free senior high school.
Progressively.
Are you with me? So that level of hypocrisy on the part of our leaders, I think it is high time we took a second to look at it. Having said that, let's come to Komenda. Annually, this country imports not less than 200 million USD of sugar into the country. Annually.
Wow.
Sometimes it goes as high as 250 million just for sugar importation alone. From Brazil, Morocco, you name it. Okay? And even from India, we import sugar from India. 200 million, 250 million annually, just on sugar alone, as a country.
Wow.
And then you went ahead to more or less bring back or give some form of life to what Kwame Nkrumah did as far as the Komenda Sugar Factory is concerned. And we spent not less than 36 million of the taxpayers' money in bringing that factory back to its feet.
That was under the NDC?
Yes, in 2016. And it was commissioned. Test runs here and there, so then it was possible to run, that factory. As far back as 2016. Kweku, 8 years down the line. It was one promise or the other by the incumbent.
Yeah.
The latest one was 2022, when the president said he was doing everything within his power to making sure the factory comes back to life. Guess what? At the time of Alan Tremantin, we got an Exim Bank loan from India, some 28 million or so. Where is that money? Okay? And that money was, because the main raw material for the sugar factory is sugarcane, the issue was that we didn't have the raw material in place. So then there was the need to aggressively go into the cultivation of sugar planting, right?
Yeah.
Some 11 million USD was allocated for that. Where's the money? In excess of 1,400 acres was to be cultivated for the Komenda Sugar Factory as raw material. To this day, where did the money go? Can they answer us? So you see, again, the lip service we keep receiving or hearing from our political leaders there is clearly no political will on the part of our leaders in making sure a project started by one regime is continued. Why? Because they will come and take credit. Oh, we established this factory, and so if you are putting it, it is just... Look at how hard we have to fight government tooth and nail in making sure UGMC comes back on stream. Huh? It's the same thing we are fighting. And today, we are attempting to lease... Kwame Nkrumah, rest well. We are attempting to lease out a property of the state, a taxpayer's money of 36 million USD. A loan facility we are still paying till this day as a country. We are leasing it to an Indian company. And guess how much they are injecting into it? 28 million. Are you saying that as a country, we cannot find 28 million to revitalize that company? Or we do not have the brains, the technical know-how in making sure that factory works? Is that what we are saying? That for the past 8 years, we cannot find 28 million USD. 28 million USD. Look at how much we pump into, what do you call it? The Selton door.
Yeah, please wrap it up for me.
Okay? Look at how much we sink into it. Look at the Greater Accra Regional whatever development project. How much monies have been sunk into it. The Kita project. How much money has been sunk into it. But where is the project? There are other ways government has expended, monies that you and I, they cannot even account for. Look at the COVID funds.
Yeah.
To date, has government been able to account for them?
Okay.
These were individual contributions received from the World Bank, facilities received from the IMF, by virtue of the impact of COVID. And all these monies from nowhere vanish into thin air. And we are saying that as a country, we cannot find ordinary 28 million in bringing the factory to its feet.
All right, thank you.
Is that what we are saying? Or we just don't have the technical know-how, so it behoves on the Indians to come in. Otherwise, that factory cannot come back to life.
All right, let me come to Kabute. Before you proceed, let me just quickly mention some certain headlines that I know I saw researching for this conversation. All of these stories were published in between August and actually between June and October 2022. Okay. Komenda Sugar Factory to be commissioned by close of year, Ghana News Agency.
Thank you.
Komenda Sugar Factory will be commissioned this year, Ekufuado assures, citynewsroom.com.
So you see, this is a confirmation of what I was saying earlier.
City, why are you doing this?
Test run for Komenda Sugar Factory on course, the MCE. I'm sure it's for Komenda.
Me to tell
in citynewsroom.com.
Is that also about the test run? The MCE for Komenda deny Guafo Abrim.
I'm sure he
that should be him.
Let me see, is the one.
And he made that statement in 2022.
Yes, Solomon Apia.
Right.
That's you're correct for 3 points. Okay. Then we have test run for Komenda Sugar Factory to begin in July. Alan Shermantin, when he was then in the good books.
This was
of
2020
yes, and he was in
2022.
All of them are between June and October 2022. All these headlines I'm reading. And this one was the one in June. Alan Shermantin said, as Trade and Industry Minister. And the final one is Komenda Sugar Factory. It's not a white elephant. It will be operational soon. The Deputy Minister of Trade, that's Michael Ochre Befi, rejected claims that it had become a white elephant. And he said, no, it will become a reality soon. But now, fast forward, 2024, August, we are looking to lease it off. Kabute, over to you.
Nkrumah's Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, that started with Singapore, Malaysia. Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana is going to cede the management of one factory to a private company. That's where we are. Why wouldn't they hate him? You have to hate Kwame Nkrumah if you can't do what he does. You have to hate him. They hate him because, you know, they didn't even know what it meant. Those people say, oh, government have no business doing business. Government has every business to do business. When you talk about encouraging private sector, it is not as if you have to shut down government sector and then encourage private sector. Anybody who thinks that is a low thinker. Your mother is a kenke seller. She's producing this kenke before she gave birth to you. And you think the only way the family business can expand and grow is to shut down your mother's own before you can grow your own? No. What I have always seen is that you see the children, because of their experience from the kenke home, when they move to another area in Odoko, when they move away from Osu where the mother is, they also go and establish there. They say, oh, this kenke is very nice. Oh, the main kenke factory at Osu, that is their daughter. They say, oh, I now understand. That is what is done. But here we are said to think that we have to shut it down. I mean, and that's the problem. Look, it gives you standardization and it gives you something to negotiate. When you have a good transport business, for example, Halolo is running very well. When private car owners decide to go on strike, it's not as if their call is not important. You can then be running the Halolo at a higher rate to actually shore the situation. That's when you can negotiate. You know, while time is going on. These are the reasons why you should keep these companies of the government in place. Ghana Airways, shut down. Black Star Line. Hey, Kwame Nkrumah, you know, I like it when they start these arguments. Because it actually sparks the mind to know that the man did a lot. Black Star Line. We had a ship line for ourselves. Yeah. We used to be the biggest port. I mean, then you have your Ghana Airways. We'll come to that another day. I told you this thing, we'll always be talking about it. You see, there's an existing market, like my brother said, 200 million cedis worth of sugar imported every day. We can't stop it by one magic. But at least you start from somewhere. And that's local industries building up. And that is economic nationalism. You have to build your base. That's when you have the financial independence. He fought for us that independence that we all need. Then he started the financial independence. When he knew that, look, at a point, the people will come back. He wrote books, so you don't Kwame Nkrumah. Who gave birth to that man? Hey, Masa, look, Nyaniba, that woman, we have left her out so badly. Look, her son actually wrote books in the 60s, 50s, and 60s that predicted that neocolonialism will not end. They'll come back again, and they are back. They will wear another cloth and come back again. Look, the factory issue. Let's cut out the ex gratia. You want to know where we'll get the money to run the factory? Cut out ex gratia. Cut out the number of large travels. You remember what the former Minister of Finance told us when it came to the austerity measures? He told us we were going to cut their travels. How much was saved? He said the government vehicles won't go outside Accra. I sat on this program, I told you. It was a fallacy. It was a joke. They just came out to joke with us. If you cut all that out, look, let's engage our professionals. Senior, we are churning out trained professionals from UPSA, from Legon, and then we are actually even sponsoring some of them to go for further studies. Even some of the courses that are around here, we still force them to go to the Yorks, the Yales, the Ivy League schools. And then they can't even manage sugar factory. After going to Ivy League schools, sugar factory. You go to Harvard, you go to York, and you come down here. Come and talk. You can't manage a sugar factory. And you have the doctor. And you can't manage sugar factory. And you are seeding your sugar factory. After using $43 million to dredge Odor, you can't have $23 million. God is watching. Let me tell you what. This is another day, another case of poor investment. You see, you have invested money into a factory. And for how many years, for God knows, you've actually gone for loans again to come and inject into it. Forget about Soglevy. I'm talking about Komenda Sugar Factory. Another crime again. This is also a case of causing financial loss to the government. Any government that takes over must be very interested in this matter, investigate and prosecute people. That takes me quickly to Liberia. I'm hearing my senior brother, George Weah, former President George Weah, talking about the fact that the current government is witch hunting his officials. Do you know what? He actually formed that anti-graft agency. And the current government is just using the same people that he appointed to actually bring the people to book. He said, we chanting, Senior George Weah, we are even looking for the Satan that is doing evil to Africa, not even the witches. So this one, it is a call to them. Have you heard about Nigeria too?
Yeah.
He's calling for truce. Have you also heard about, I've listed them here. He calls to go to Nigeria, Liberia, South Africa, ANC. The president is now explaining why they lost all the seats. And in Ghana, you have heard Honorable Kweku Kwarteng, also Honorable Kennedy Japan. You heard them, right?
Yeah.
That is it. The realization, some of them, they were in a deep sleep. They will wake up to it. Look, you are not able to manage a sugar factory. And you are coming to rival shoulders with the person who built factories and managed factories. Across Ombo Dam. You were listening, you tried to list. Across Ombo Dam, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Go to Legon. Come to the schools he established. Kolebu he established. Go to Black Star Line. Ghana was playing in Koyomi. Koyolele. And you know what? The curse of this country, I'll tell you this morning. The biggest curse of this country is that we have named our entry point, the airport, to a coup maker. And so I say it's a Ghana International Airport. I won't call it that first name again. It is not.
Or even Accra International Airport.
Yes,
I mean,
at West.
That's what Kufuor tried to do. And then
yes.
People fought him like
we will do it.
Yeah.
What is his place in our history?
Yeah,
He's a coup maker.
I don't understand.
You don't support the one who had a coup that sustained it for 11 years and even developed it during that time. The longest one that gave birth to the Fourth Republic. You don't support that one. But you support the one who actually overthrew the guy who had factories, hospitals. That man, that one you support. And you come back to celebrate the man and go and innovate where we put him after going to beg for his dead body. You see, all the curse. You see, you will not know. You see, a country that does not honor that founder, like Ghana. Wherever you go, they will still call you Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. The factory, if you can't manage it, it is a thinking problem. I always told you. My good friend Pastor Iwachi says he's watching, and he's one of the Pan-Africanists. I know he will be very interested in this topic. So when he just texted me that he was watching, I said, Pastor Iwachi, and the priests are interested.
Yeah.